Hello everyone, welcome back to FPL STAR. Today I gonna discuss about weekly transfer plan for Game Week 11. Before starting, if you are new in this channel, please subscribe this channel. Now let's start. In this video, I have divided Game Week 11 transfer plan into 5 categories. They are essential, the player you need to buy for your team. They are very much essential because they have very large ownership, and if you don't have, they will hurt you. The differential category are the player who have very low ownership, but they can be a very good thing for your team and they can help you to gain rank. The sell category is the player you need to sell from your team. You should get rid of this kind of player. The whole category is for the player who are not performing well now, but I think they will improve and they will perform very well in recent future. So that's why they are in the whole category. The ignore category is the player you don't have in your team and you need not buy this type of player. Now I will going to tell you the first essential player for Game Week 11 is Trossard from Brighton. If you look at Brighton performance, they are playing very well. They drawn with Liverpool 3-3 and they are scoring a lot of goals. And with the new manager, Brighton playing very advanced and they are playing very attacking football, and Trossard playing as a second striker. So I think Trossard is a very good pick and he's essential now, because if you look at his next two fixture, Brentford and Nottingham Forest, is amazing. And I think in Game Week 12 he's a good captaincy shout also for Nottingham Forest against. That's why I think Trossard is a very good pick and he's essential. If you look at his stat, in last 5 matches he got 42 points and scored 4 goals, provide 2 assists, and his point per match is 8.4, which is amazing for a midfielder, and his shot per 90 is 2.04. His expected goal involvement ratio is 0.56, and that's why I think he's so good for your team. Now move on to the second essential player, and it's Zaha from Crystal Palace. And look at Crystal Palace fixture. Leicester, Wolves, Everton, Southampton are very poor in defensively, and Zaha is a very good player. He playing in the left wing for Crystal Palace and he's the main man, also the penalty taker. In the last 5 matches he got 29 points. He was in great form, but after some time he got injured and his form now deteriorated, but I think he will improve his form for his good run of fixture, and that's why I think Zaha is a very good one to be in your team and it's an essential pick. And if you look at his shot per 90 is 3.04, which is for a midfielder is amazing. The other thing of Zaha is his goal involvement ratio is 0.60. That's why I think he's an essential pick. Now move on to the differential pick, and it's Wilson from Newcastle. He's a striker and just 7.3 million. His ownership is now 2.3%, and he will play Game Week 11 Manchester United, who looks vulnerable in defensively. They conceded 6 goals against Manchester City in Manchester Derby. So I think Newcastle is a very good one to buy now player, because they are performing well. In last match they beat Brentford by 5-1, and that's why I think if you want to buy a Newcastle player, Wilson should be the one, because he always scored goal when he was fit. In last 5 matches he got 25 point goal, scored 3 goal and provide 1 assist, and that's why if you look at his goal involvement ratio is 1.07, above 1. So that's nice, and that's why I think Wilson is a very good differential pick for Game Week 11. Now move on to the second differential pick, and it's Eze from Crystal Palace. It's a surprising one, but I think it's a very good differential pick because his ownership is just 2.2%, and Crystal Palace I already tell a very good run of fixer. So I think Eze is a very good one to hold, and he always plays. He start every game for Crystal Palace, and that's why I think he's a very good differential pick. And if you look at his shot per 90 is 2.02, which is good. And but his goal ratio is 0.34, which is not amazing, but I still think that Eze can be a very good option and very good differential player because his fixture looks so good. Now move on to the sell category, and first player you should sell is Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool, and he is now injured. I think he injured his ankle, and Liverpool looks horrible in defensively. So I think that's why Alexander-Arnold need to sell, and Liverpool are not performing well. And if you look at his goal involvement ratio is 0.09 for a defender, which is not good. He's 7.3 million. A premium defender are not performing well, and Liverpool conceded a lot of goal in their recent past, and in last match they also conceded 3 goals against Arsenal. So I don't think that Alexander-Arnold is now a good option, so you need to sell him. The second player you need to sell for Game Week 11 is Pascal Gross. Under the new manager, Pascal Gross playing deep role, and that's why I think he's a sale for your team. You should go for Trossard if you go for a Brighton midfielder, or you can go also for Welbeck. But I don't think now Pascal Gross is a very good option, and you need to sell him because he is not advanced in opponent third. Now move on to the hold player, and first hold player is Reece James. In last match he was not starting. It's a frustrating one for us, but against Wolves, but I think he was not starting because of AC Milan match in Champions League. That's why he was rested. But now I think after the Champions League match against AC Milan, he will play. And his fixture run is a medium. Aston Villa, Brentford are attackingly medium team, and Manchester United also. They can obviously score goal. But most important things about Reece James is he's playing as a right wing back, and he's a very good defender. Attackingly, he cross a lot of time, and that's why I think he's a hold for Game Week 11. He will obviously return in Champions League match against AC Milan. He got 20 points in Champions League fantasy, so I think he will obviously return in Fantasy Premier League also. If you hold him, you need to be patient here. Now move on to the second hold, and it's Mitrovic. He has some injury concern, but their manager in the last press conference says that he will obviously play with Bournemouth, so that's why I don't think you need to sell him. You should hold him because his fixture Bournemouth is easy fixture, and I think it's a home match also, so Mitrovic obviously can score. He's a very good striker, but recently his performance is deteriorated, but I think he will improve because of his fixture, and his fitness is now fully recovered, so that's why I think he's a hold for your team. Now move on to our next category, and ignore category. First ignore player is Saliba from Arsenal. You need to sell some of the Arsenal or Manchester City player, and I think it's Saliba to be sold because Saliba is not performing well. Arsenal conceded goal, and that's why you need to sell Saliba, and he has also blank game week in 12, and that's the thing you should consider, and that's why you need to sell him, and you obviously ignore him. A lot of managers are now transferring him in. I don't know why they transfer him in. I'm seeing that in game week 9, 10 or 11 they all buying Saliba, but he has point. He got point, a lot of point in game week 1 to 5 or 6, but now I don't think he's a good option, and that's why you should ignore buying Saliba. Now move on to the second ignore, and it's Bruno Guimaraes. In last match he scored 2 goals, but I don't think he's a good pick now because he played defensive midfielder role. That's why I think he's not a good pick. You need not buy him. You should ignore this kind of transfer. His shot per 90 for Newcastle midfielder Bruno Guimaraes is 0.45, which is not good for a midfielder. So I think that's why you should ignore this kind of midfielder for game week 11. Now I will summarize this all. The essential player for game week 11 is Trossard and Zaha. The differential player is Wilson Eze. Sale is Alexander-Arnold because of his injury and Liverpool poor performance. Pascal Gross, you need to sell him. The player you should hold is Reece James and Mitrovic. The player you should ignore is Saliba and Bruno Guimaraes. And that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video, and if you are new in this channel, obviously subscribe this channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Happy fantasy, good luck for you.